You like video games? Explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts to me. There's 14 games. Surely you've played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 365 Days Over 2, Recoded, Dream Drop Distance, released with AT&T Docomo in 2008.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's too early. Did you remember us?
We weren't here on Wednesday. Do you remember us?
Wait, are you still there? When I remove my hands, are you still there?
We have to talk about Anthony, or we have to keep his memory around, alive.
Also, Saige. If you don't talk about Saige, she withers.
I do. It's true. Please remember to talk about me when I'm not around. Nicely.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show. I'm Anthony Carboni.
I'm Saige Ryan, and it is exactly 8 a.m. It should be exactly 8 a.m. where you are. Please put an arrow next to your name with the time it is where you are, and tell us if you remember us.
Yeah, did you remember us, BBs?
Tell us if you remember us, BBs.
I hope you remembered us. Were you all together in another chat room when you were? Did you talk about us?
Did you talk about us? Did we maybe come up? And if so, what'd you say?
Yeah, in what context? Was it positive? Hey, BBs. Hey, here's something that I literally had forgotten about.
I sure didn't. I absolutely didn't.
I was pretty sure this wasn't gonna.
Let's play a game of Does This Work? Here's something we forgot to set up. Oh, it worked!
I was pretty sure this was imaginary, the Gollum game. I'm still only 50% that this comes to market.
Okay, Lord of the Rings is not my franchise because I'm not like familiar and educated on it enough. I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm just due for a rewatch.
Yeah. It's just a quick 16 hours, you're in and out.
Right. But this is a very funny game to me, so I think about it all the time.
I think about it a lot.
It's so silly that it exists.
I think it's very silly to do a Gollum game.
And we've been debating, Anthony's like, they're never going to release the Gollum game. Since we got the last trailer for it, roll the intro again.
Roll that intro. Hey, good morning.
Since we got the last, not trailer, but like those like preview pictures that we got for it, and then we had one little tiny piece of Gollum moving. Anthony was like, they're not going to release that game. I'm like, they're going to give us that Gollum game.
I don't know, but I hope they do because it's a phenomenally goofy idea.
You know what would be very funny?
What?
If we got the Gollum game before the Halo.
Oh, are we gonna get Gollum before? We're definitely gonna get Gollum before we get Halo Infinite if it comes out when it's supposed to. Are we gonna get the dumb Munchies and Crunchies game before we get?
Hey, speaking of Halo and Munchies and Crunchies, I should go get that box.
Oh yeah, go get a
We'll
box.
open it together.
Go get a box, and I'm gonna talk about the BAFTAs.
Do it.
Okay, so the BAFTAs were yesterday. The BAFTAs are the big British awards. They're sort of like an Oscars and a Golden Globes and an everything all rolled up into one. Because the fucking UK doesn't have time for all these garbage award shows. So they do it all in one, and they honor games, and that's one of the things that we like the most about the BAFTAs. And so we have a list of the BAFTA winners. And what I really love is Hades won so much. Hades won so much. Yeah, I will. I will talk about other games, but first we're going to talk about Hades. Hades won for artistic achievement. Hades won for best game. They took the big award. They took the big boy award home. Game design, narrative.
There's a nice note in here, too.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So we hadn't opened it yet because we were waiting to open it together, and Anthony hasn't been here since we didn't have a show on Wednesday.
Other big winners, The Last of Us Part 2 won for animation and some sort of special achievement thing. I will play The Last of Us 2 at some point. When everyone is vaccinated, I'll play The Last of Us 2. Sackboy won for Best British Game, because they got to do that. Best Evolving Game was your pirate game.
Oh, nice. I mean, that makes sense.
Won Best
started bad and got better game?
Yes. Music went to Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I think is absolutely appropriate. Best Original Property went to Kentucky Route Zero, which I think is huge. And best leading performer went to Laura Bailey for The Last of Us 2.
Good.
We love Laura Bailey. And best performer in a supporting role went to our favorite Logan Cunningham in Hades. Logan Cunningham is half the voices in that game.
He's only my second favorite Logan Cunningham.
Who's your first favorite Logan Cunningham?
The other Logan Cunningham.
From the grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always been nice to me.
All right.
Okay. Everything in this is so cute. I'm absolutely dying. It's the first time we've received it's a package for us that it's too early.
Oh, that's right. We do have an It's Too Early P.O. box.
Yeah. We have like a General Pixel Circus one. It's very sweet. So Lost of Kittens and Vacuous Mermaid, thank you so much. This is so lovely. And most importantly, we have Moa Burger Pringles.
We have Johnny Spartan's favorite snack chip.
And I'm going to make sure there are no addresses showing. The labeling on the side of this, it said, "Do not crunch. Package contains Pringles. Thank you."
We've got the Moa burgers.
And now we make crunch.
As you know, these are the special Pringies.
And we have pretty pins.
These are the special Pringles.
So lovely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. These are the special limited edition Walmart only Pringles. And
That were probably supposed to be a collaboration for the release of Halo Infinite. And then, they forgot to make a game. They remembered to make the Pringles. They forgot to make a game.
Oops, all Pringles. Oops, no game.
Not gonna like this.
Definitely definitely a heavy pickle smell right off the bat.
Yeah. I don't
Very
feel good about
strong
this.
pickle. Johnny Spartan loves a pickleback. There's a lot of flavors.
If you saw our Patreon video about these, we did watch a whole review of this, and all he said was there's a lot of flavors.
There's a lot of flavors.
Oh.
So I definitely taste the pickle.
Uh-huh. I taste the pickle.
I taste barbecue.
Uh-huh.
I taste wavy. I think that's really all I taste.
Wavy pickle barbecue. Oh.
Now, see, this one guy gave me a lot of sour cream.
Same.
The flavors are not evenly distributed across these chips at all.
Oh, the second chip was a bad time. It was spicy on my tongue.
See,
Why is it spicy?
it requires you have to be a specially built Johnny Spartan to eat these chips. You can't be a normal human.
My tongue.
You have to be a man that rides a bomb.
Ah. But no, the second chip tasted literally completely different. The second bite of the chip tasted completely different.
I'm going back in.
Okay. Maybe we pull back when we crunch. Maybe we're not an ASMR channel.
No, we lean in because maybe we are.
Okay.
This one tasted like cheese. I think if you get like 4 or 5 of them,
You stack them and you
get
make a burger.
You get an entire burger. Maybe that's what it is.
I would like the bread one, please.
All right.
I want a chip that just tastes like bread.
All right. Chat saying put a bunch together and see if you get full burger.
All right.
I'm going for full burger.
Ugh, I hate it.
Hold on.
I don't like this at all.
I'm not going to be... Here's the thing. Am I enjoying these? No. Am I going to be eating them all episode? Yes. I can't
Yeah,
stop
Anthony
myself.
does that. Sorry, don't be. Thank you. Look, did I absolutely know that I am such a picky bitch that like multiple flavors was not going to be it for me? But I tried this for all of you.
When I put 3 of them together, it tastes like tuna mayo.
No. Oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's weird. Hey, Johnny Spartan, you should have put out a game instead of these potato chips.
Hey, next time, if the studio is deciding between the chips and the game,
Yeah,
our official It's Too Early recommendation as a business show
yeah. And
would
listen,
be to make the game.
it would be to make the game over the Pringles, but you know, every business is different. Every situation is different, and we can't speak for everyone. Not everything's going to work in all situations. Maybe it was better to do
The game.
chips first this time,
No.
but who knows?
No. I don't think it was. Well, that's how we started the show today.
Flannel Fries is asking, can we send more snacks? You can send whatever you want to the P.O. Box.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love that.
Not whatever you want.
You can send whatever you want.
I'm going to say there are some restrictions on mail in the U.S.
Look, I mean, we are not setting the postal laws.
Yeah.
But whatever goes within postal, I mean, you can send whatever they'll allow you to send.
Don't challenge them.
We can't stop you.
Anyways, yes,
You're
there is.
grown-ups.
Let me see if it's on the Twitch page. I can drop the Pixel Circus PO box, which I will make sure is on the page. Anyways, y'all. Anthony, we got a news show to do. I don't like that. It isn't listed.
Let's talk about some things.
I'll drop it in the Discord after.
Yeah.
No, they won't let you send baby birds. Unless you, instead of using the mail, send the baby bird as a carrier pigeon. And I'm very into that idea. If you put a note on a baby bird and a baby bird comes and finds me as I go for my walk to Starbucks, then I support you.
Should I disable my ad block for PC Gamer?
I would say you probably shouldn't.
Okay.
I would say that's probably actually not the move.
We talked a little bit about Outriders last week. Outriders is People Can Fly's new squad shooter. Everybody's got to make a squad shooter.
Yes, of course.
You got to have an online squad shooter. Otherwise, what are you doing with your life? So this is People Can Fly's, and they have been in the beta for a little while, and they are going to permanently brand cheaters with shameful on-screen watermarks.
I love it. Not only will you be branded as a cheater, you will only be able to play with fellow cheaters, you little piss baby.
Hey, piss baby.
Get in your piss baby lobby if you couldn't wait and play the game like everybody else.
Sorry, do you not understand what a game is? Do you not understand that it doesn't matter whether you're good or bad at a game and you could just play the game?
They sure don't understand
They
that.
sure don't understand that. And here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
What they're going to do is they're going to make sure that you can only matchmake. You can't matchmake with legit players. You can only matchmake with other people who have been branded cheaters, which means matchmaking is going to take a long time, and you're all going to be cheating and not having any fun. And then number 2, there's going to be something on your HUD and on everybody's HUD that identifies you as a cheater.
So it will watermark your game if
Yeah.
you choose to try and upload your play to Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah, so even if you're streaming and you're looking at other players, there will still be something on your screen that says, hey, I'm a cheater. What you're doing is you're watching a cheater play.
Right. So nobody can put out misleading information on Twitch or YouTube about their success in the game.
So good. I love this, and I want everybody to do this. And they say that if you have cheated during the beta, they're like, listen, this is up to you. This is honor system.
Mm-hmm.
If you've cheated during the beta and you don't want to be watermarked when the game comes out, you have to delete all characters and items on your account.
Yup.
All characters and items. Only then will the watermark be gone. Only then.
Only then. You have to get rid of absolutely everything. And I love that.
So good. So good.
Yeah. I think more games should do this. I think it's very, very fun.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Am I going to play Outriders? Probably not. I've got a little bit of squad shooter fatigue.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I would jump into Outriders and not jump back into Destiny 2 when that's kind of my game of choice. But I'm sure I'll try it out at some point. And I do respect that about them. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about
That's
them.
what I appreciate about them.
Anthony, you were a big hype man for Balan Wonderworld originally.
I was.
And it was very much past
Now I'm a
tense.
hype man for these Moa Burger Pringles.
Okay.
Moa Burger Pringles. A different flavor in
Not
every
sponsored.
bite. Moa Burger Pringles. Do you remember the part in that Turf movie about the boy wizard where he eats a jelly bean and he gets a snot and puke one? If that was your favorite part.
Not sponsored, but we are open to considering Pringles. I'm sure that you think that we're giving great promotion at this time. Balan Wonderworld, you streamed it. You checked it out.
It made me sick. It made me sick, not because it was a bad game, but it is a bad game. It is a terrible game, and it broke my heart. But it also made me sick because a lot of the visual effects that they use in the game were literally giving me like motion sick feelings, and I don't get motion sick.
Yeah.
Like, I am not particularly susceptible to it, but it made me sick.
Well, it would appear that you are not the only one that it is making sick, and it is putting people at risk in multiple ways. There is apparently a particularly vital scene in the game that has neurological triggers that puts even non-epileptic people at potential risk for a seizure.
Yeah, a seizure or just actual motion sickness and violent sickness. This was written by Liana Ruppert, who is over at Game Informer, and she said that she got a ton of notifications on Thursday night, yesterday night, with readers tagging her in a video because they know that she is epileptic, and they're like, "Hey, there's no epilepsy warning on Balan Wonderworld."
Yeah. Balan Wonderworld even tweeted out that they were doing a day one patch on March 26th, which was today. That was this morning, actually. At 3:49 a.m. this morning, they tweeted that. It's not a day one patch. That's an incorrect statement.
Well, Balan Wonderworld is technically in early access right now.
Right, so you can just like call it
You can call it a day one patch.
forever. Wow. But that means people have been being put at risk the entire time. I mean, you streamed it up like a month ago.
Now, what was interesting is she said that her partner, who does not have epilepsy or any sort of issues along that line, played the game a little bit and actually got dizzy to the point where they vomited.
Wow. The rest of the Balan Wonderworld tweet said, "We have received reports of photosensitive epilepsy risk with a potential flashing bug in the game. If you're playing unpatched, the day one patch prevents this issue as well as enhances the overall play experience."
Hey, I'm not epileptic and it made me sick. Are you doing anything about that?
I want to know if it is like, if it is such a visibly, like that seems like it would be so glaringly obvious, right? That it's like making people who aren't susceptible typically to motion sickness sick. How did it get through like general game testing?
It was wild to me when I was playing because there's this thing where as you're running, the world is rolling and unrolling and kind of like undulating. It's very strange. It's supposed to be kind of like a storybook, like kind of pop-up fun look. But the camera angle is very narrow. And the way this effect moves is at a different frame rate than the rest of the game. It's at like half the frame rate. And so it's that effect of like wearing a desynced VR headset for too long, or with like a low frame rate, or like, you know, car sickness, and you've been car sick for a while and you change seats and it helps a little bit, but you can still feel it.
Yeah.
Like that's what it felt like to me. It was, yeah, kind of Steven was in chat and he's saying just watching me play was making them dizzy.
Yeah.
Y'all, Balan Wonderworld is bad, and I do not want it to be bad, and it is.
Good morning, Harry. Harry said, can't get bad feedback if you skip the game testing. It seems like that was their logic.
I do want to know. This feels like, because it's Yuji Naka and now Oshima, and I wonder if this wasn't just some contractual obligation or something, you know, or like we want to make a game with you, and then they started making the game and they were like, ugh, okay, it's not turning, yeah, we'll release it because we have, like, I just feel like there's something going on there with development because it seems to have been abandoned, in all honesty. Like, like Square wasn't really hyping it up. Like, you don't see anything from the creators hyping it up. You know, it's been very strange and a little disappointing to see Balan Wonderworld turn out that way.
I feel like this patch might be the end of them working on this game.
Yeah, I think it gets a day one patch and that's it.
Yeah, I think they leave it alone after that. That's my guess. I don't think that we're going to be seeing updates. I don't think the next BAFTAs will be rewarding Balan Wonderworld as the most improved game.
I think I can taste the MOA in this one.
Oh, yeah?
I can finally taste the MOA.
This one tastes like Space Bird?
That one's the Space Bird one.
Can you describe what Space Bird tastes like to me?
Chicken, but stringier.
Oh, that was the worst thing you could have said.
Growing up in Florida, a lot of places serve alligator. And, like, locals don't order alligator. Why would we order alligator? People don't eat alligator. But people come to Florida and they're like, oh, they eat alligator here because they got gators everywhere. It's like, all right, you certainly can.
Those exotic Floridians.
Yeah, those exotic Floridians who mostly eat Publix, Subs, and McDonald's. And they'll come and they'll order, like, gator, and you'll have to explain to them what's gator like. And it's like, tastes like chicken, but stringier or gamier is what you usually say. And they're like, oh, interesting.
It's not interesting.
It's not interesting.
I'm not interested.
It's gross.
Not tricking me, Florida. I don't think so. Some games are going to be
Have
getting
all
interesting
the
updates.
luck. Some games get all the games.
I am somebody who bought the whole Mass Effect collection when it went on sale right before they announced that they're doing a remaster.
Games and games.
The
Some
Mass Effect
games do nothing but games.
1 Legendary Edition has released some images of the upscale of Shepard. It looks like this. It's a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a screenshot from a German magazine that somebody on Reddit used AI upscaling to put into a big enough resolution to look at. And here's what's up. That's definitely what Mass Effect looks like. I remember Mass Effect looking like that.
Right. And this is a much more human.
That's pretty good. That looks like it's from, like, last gen or maybe a gen and a half ago, which is good
yeah.
for a game that's,
For a game that's just
2 gens,
Sure, absolutely. It's very interesting. It still has some of the flaws we talked about, like just like the shiny video game skin.
Very shiny. She has resting mannequin face.
Yes, most definitely.
Nobody's resting face looks like that. Somebody hit her from behind with a dart and she's about to fall backwards and pass out. That's what it looks like.
You're absolutely right. They didn't nail
eyes.
they didn't nail eyebrow texture, and I find it very questionable that they couldn't do a little bit better eyeliner if you're gonna make a fictional character and put eyeliner on them. Hey, everybody, put good eyeliner on them.
I like the idea that Commander Shepard's got time to do a dramatic eyeliner every morning. I love that. Shep's got it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. But so like it's definitely better.
It's definitely better.
It is an improvement.
I definitely I feel similar to you where like they put the collection on a deep sale.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, ooh.
Ooh.
I think I only have the first one. Maybe I should get the collection because it's on deep sale. And then I was like, wait, why is it on deep sale?
I see. I didn't get to that point. That's the thought that I stopped thinking before.
I was like, wait a minute, why is it on deep sale? So I didn't get it.
I mean, look, they were like $3 to $10 on Steam.
No, I mean, look.
So I'm not like, my millions.
Yeah, I think, I feel like, okay, so here's the thing. When Skyrim got the VR update, I was a little mad that you had to pay full price to get the Skyrim VR update.
I've paid full price for Skyrim so many times.
And it's still not on sale. And I feel like I bought the regular edition. I bought the special edition.
Yeah.
I have it on multiple consoles. You're
Yep.
really going to make me pay for the VR edition?
Right? I haven't bought it in VR yet.
I haven't either because I'm just like, I'm not giving you another $60 for Skyrim.
Yeah.
I refuse. So I understand. If you've bought Mass Effect multiple times, I understand maybe not wanting to get more Mass Effect, but this really does look like a dramatic improvement.
It does. I'm looking forward to it. I've only played little bits and pieces of the Mass Effect franchise throughout time. So I am looking forward to doing a proper playthrough because I've never gotten to play Mass Effect 1. Anthony, you're still going? Anthony, what are you doing? What's going on, huh? You want to talk about it? What's up, buddy? Do you want it or do you not want it?
Chippy bad.
Yeah, it's not a good chippy.
Chippy bad.
Maybe stop eating the chippies.
Chippy here.
Yeah, but Chippy could be not here. I'd go get you different chippies. You want a Dorito? I have Doritos.
Please don't make fun of me. I'm very sensitive due to all the chips eroding my stomach lining.
Right. Okay, maybe give me the lid.
Yeah, we should put the lid on.
Okay.
We should put the lid on.
We are a professional gaming news show, as you know, of course. So, naturally, we got to talk about it when there's a big in-game event going on. You know that we're there, we're playing. Oh, you're doing the duck thing?
I'm a professional gaming duck.
Tell him something. Tell him a piece of news, Anthony.
There was a big event recently in Neo and
All right, y'all. In the
I want
biggest...
to talk about the Cinnamon Toast Crunchman.
Oh, okay. No, let's finish this this gaming news.
Okay.
Let's finish the gaming news because I have a huge piece of gaming news, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
There's an event going on in Neopets. Oh wait.
Scientology membership
Don't
drive.
you do a spit take? I know this is big news, and they're not owned by Scientologists anymore.
If you
Haven't
play-
been since the very beginning.
Any new Neopets account right now gets a free e-reader.
Incorrect.
And they get an e-meter, and you'll get a free stress test with every Neopets account.
Neopets is still online, is still active. They are adapting past the issues of losing Flash, and they are doing an event called Festival of Negs.
That's just any LA bar on a Friday night.
Can confirm. Yes, it is.
Welcome to the Festival of Negs.
Yes. So listen. Negs have always been a thing in Neopets.
They're the only thing that works.
They are a egg. They are like a fantasy egg. And you collect them in different colors. They can have value. You can trade them. You can collect them. And the event that is happening around, essentially like right around Easter, the Festival of Negs called Dip and Dye Negs. Players who decide to take part will be able to dye the Negs in their collection and earn additional prizes, including rare Negs. It's in their fairy world of Neopets. And like, yo, they're doing an event?
If you find all the Negs, they'll remove the body thetans from you, and you'll ascend. You can be an OT3 if you find all the Negs.
I don't know, man.
Always,
It's weird. They're
Always
doing an
remember
event.
that your childhood was funded by Scientology.
Okay, it was only owned by Scientology for the first couple years. It was owned by Scientologists, not Scientology, which I understand is a very similar thing. But, just saying. I'm just shook that they're putting on an event.
Does your account still work?
I'm going to go find out. You know it.
Try log into your account.
I don't know what my password would be. I would
Log
have
it
to
in,
reset it.
Sage. Log it in.
No, that doesn't work. I don't like that, actually. That's actually a bad rhyme.
I'm negging you.
Yeah, you are. I've had multiple accounts, and I've definitely made accounts as an adult.
Hey. Yeah, they're just asking. All you got to do is update your password, and you're
Wow,
negging.
first try, I'm in.
Hacker voice.
I'm in.
Try to neg somebody.
Now, this is something that I probably made as a teenager
Tell
when I
that
started
fairy
using
that they
this.
have thick ankles.
This one, I think I've made one even since then because I've had this clearly since I was a teenager. This was called something, and I let someone else name it, and its name is RuPaul. I think it was something of like Dragonite or something like. Well, it's not a Dragonite, but like drag.
Yeah.
And it was before I knew before I knew that RuPaul was a terrible person.
Ah.
So, unfortunately, my pet is named RuPaul.
RuPaul is just old.
I was like, cool queen of drag, hell yeah. It was not the case.
RuPaul is just the level of problematic that everybody gets to once they get to a certain age. RuPaul's just old.
Well,
Sorry.
anyways, yes, I can still, in fact, get into my Neopets account. It is dying. It is unfortunate, but
Feed it an egg.
that's not how those work. I will probably stream this Neopets event because I think that's pretty funny.
Tell it it's pretty despite its one droopy wing.
Anthony, we have to move on. We have to get to the rest of the show. We can't stay on this. We're gonna have to. Anthony, you brought it up, so now I guess we have to go to it now. Even though we were in the middle of gaming
First, I
news.
want to talk to this. First, I want to talk about.
this.
Yeah, I want to talk to this.
Talk right to him.
I want to talk to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to this. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
Why are you life size?
You come here often?
Why are you life size and $900?
Show me some more pics.
Hey.
Give me some more angles on that.
Hey, liquor, with your weird penis tongue.
That is an extremely phallic tongue. I just picture, you know that TikTok sound when you see something super phallic and it goes, a sit down right shame.
Yeah.
Seems an awful waste.
Yeah. This is a Resident Evil 2 liquor 1-to-1 scale bust.
That's very big. Look at it next to that exit sign.
That's the size of a human head.
That's big. That's got to be bigger than a human
That's
head.
big. It's a little
That's
bigger than
'cause,
it's
like,
bigger.
My head's not bigger than an exit sign, and that's like a solid 2.5 times an exit sign. Like that head's got to be this big. Like the head alone, not including the bust. I think the head alone is probably about this big.
That is a strong conversation piece. That is, if you invite people over, you got to know who you're inviting over.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I had $900 just like laying around and it would not cause any consequence for me to spend $900, I would.
There are so many other things that I would spend. Well,
no, I think that's hilarious. That's the feeling I want people to have when they come in my apartment.
Well, Saige, luckily, Pure Arts, who is selling this this beautiful bust, will let you make payments. They do have a payment plan available.
Oh, thank goodness.
You just a down payment of $134.85, and this can be the first thing people see when they walk into your home,
God, that's pretty funny.
and probably the last, because they'll probably just turn around and walk right out.
You think?
I don't know.
It's
So
me. I feel like you'd expect it.
So I have a friend, a very good friend. His name is Andy Howard. Shout out Andy Howard. He's a good dude.
You talk about me when you talk to Andy.
Yeah, I mentioned you.
You remember?
Yeah, I know that if you don't get spoken about, you wither away.
Yes.
Andy now does wax figures for like Ripley's Believe It or Not, and like he's a big special effects guy. And when we were in college, I remember I went and visited him at college, and he was like, I don't know, man. He's like, I've been trying. He's a really sweet boy. He's always been a really sweet, sweet, soft gentleman.
Yeah.
And not in like the internet way where it's like beware of soft boys. He's literally a sweet, soft boy.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, man. He's like, I start dating a girl, and I think it's going really well, and then it just like falls off, and I don't know why. And he's telling me this as we're walking up his walkway, and then he opens the door to his apartment, and it's all like those old Todd McFarlane figures of demons in harnesses getting their heads ripped off, and like, it's all this like crazy shit and like monster makeup, and like that's all that's in his apartment. Like the walls are just covered.
Tell him to call me.
And I was like, but he was going to the University of Florida.
Yeah, fair.
He was a Florida Gator. He went to the #1 party school in the nation with like the highest concentration of like sororities and frats. Mm-hmm. Just a real basic. Listen, I love my sister, but that's the school my sister decided to go to because it was a big party school. And I was like, oh, Andy, she's not here. Mm-hmm. The one you're looking for is not here. The second I saw his apartment, I was like, this is not for you. This place, she is not here. And if she is here, she is hiding.
It sounds awesome to me.
You will meet her somewhere else. I believe in you, but you're meeting the wrong girl. That's all I'm saying. These are the wrong women.
Yeah,
so what I'm
fair.
saying is, if you buy this 1-to-1 scale liquor, just know what you're doing.
Yeah. I know exactly what I'm doing. And man, if they would give me that stimmy. They won't give me the stimmy.
Because they know you're going to spend it on weird horror statues, and that's not what it's for.
Give me the stimmy.
You
Can't
can't.
tell me what it's for.
That's true.
You can't tell me what it's for.
I mean, you can do whatever you want with
If
it.
I
but-
want to survive off of dollar cans of chicken noodle soup and use my stimmy to get that statue, I think they still have to give me the stimmy.
It's true. It's true.
That's the law.
I've seen so many people on Twitter going like, this is what I'm going to get with my stimulus money. And I was like, we've failed.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all pictures of like like cool sneakers and like
Wow,
weird
your Twitter feed looks very different than mine.
weird vinyl toys and like all kinds of stuff. And it's just like, this is what I'm going to get with my stimmy. And I was like, we've failed.
Yeah.
We've failed. Because what this tells me is that people are in so much debt from the last year.
Did they like have given up on paying off
Yeah.
debt with the stimmy?
The stimulus isn't going to do anything for me. So I'm
No.
just going to buy this. I'm just going to buy fucking Mando armor.
Why won't they give you your stimulus money? It's complicated. The government hates me.
The government doesn't talk about me when I'm not around.
I know it.
I know, and it makes me wither away.
It does.
The government talks about money and they don't mention me.
Which is really they should because they owe me money. Actually,
I wish they would mention me.
you know, I would like that. Hey, horror spooky things. While we're at it,
That reminds me, we don't have our dono goal up. Go on.
we don't. Horror spooky things.
So excited about this.
So very excited about it. Silent Hill creator is teasing a new game, and the artwork is so good. I'm a big fan of Silent Hill games. Oh man, the fact that we never got anything more from that PT, a break of my heart. It really do. But look at this.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Very excited about this. Keiichiro Toyama, who created not just Silent Hill, but also Gravity Rush, which is one of my favorite games. I love Gravity Rush so much. He left Japan Studio after, everybody was kind of forced to leave Japan Studio.
Yep.
He was like, I'm not going to make Astrobot games and license stuff for you. I'm going
Right.
to take off. So he left,
What he's doing instead of Astrobot.
and he started Bokeh Game Studio with game director Junya Okura and Kazunobu Sato, both of whom worked on the Siren series with him. And he wants to make very different kinds of horror games now. He hasn't made a horror game in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm drawn to a different type of horror now. And what I want to do is I want to make a game that looks like everyday life being shaken. Rather than showing scary things, I want it to question our position and make us challenge the fact that we're living peacefully with ourselves.
Ooh. Fuck me right up. I'm so into that.
Subtle horror in a video game?
Yes, please.
We love that. We love that.
Hey,
And these two pieces,
thank you.
when we were coming up with the stories for today last
Mm-hmm.
night, I saw these two pieces of artwork, and I
Yes.
said, "Oh, Saige,
I want a print.
they're making a game for you."
Yeah. Give me a print.
Saige, did you know that they're making a game for you?
Give me a print of that good artwork.
So this is the big good artwork, and I genuinely feel like this should be a print right now.
I agree.
It's incredibly beautiful.
yes.
And then this is the second piece of teaser art, which is, I don't know, this is either going to be painted on the side of a van or it's going to be hanging up on Saige's wall.
Both?
It could be both.
I'm in favor of both.
So they are working on this new game. There's not a lot of information about it yet. They've just formed the studio. They want to work on it. We're looking at something like maybe a 2023, something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. This is a real legend of game development.
It is. And I think that it has so much potential. And I think that a lot of the time you see these creators make some of their best creations when they just left the studio that's been preventing them from doing so.
Yeah. You get one of two things when an auteur goes out on their own. You either get the greatest, weirdest thing that they've ever created or the most personal, weirdest thing that they've ever created. And maybe it doesn't resonate with everybody, but you're like, this is the most them they've ever been.
Yeah.
And that's exciting, you know?
I'm very excited to see it. And I think that I got lucky that this does line up with something that I really, really want. Please give me a print of that art.
Yeah, right?
Please give me a print of that art. It looks so good.
It looks so good.
I'm so into it. I'm very excited by that. I just want beautiful new horror games. Feel free to leave some recommendations for like not just jump scare horror, but like beautiful horror in the Discord. I would love that.
You know, I like that sort of quiet 70s we're existing in a place that's a little weird kind of horror.
The thing that like Control did for you, right?
Yeah, like
I mean, it's not a horror game, but the thing that like something is off and disturbing.
well,
and
Control is big, and it's very like, you know, there are weird bodies hanging in the middle of the air and stuff. When I'm talking more like the stuff along the lines of like what Ari Aster does right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to bring up Polanski or Rosemary's Baby because Polanski sucks. And Rosemary's Baby also sucks. But stuff like that sort of, like the latest adaptation of Haunting of Hill House, that sort of Shirley Jackson thing where like the horror is behind the door.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily see the horror.
right, something like that in games.
I come every day, you know, the Shirley Jackson story where she comes every day and she knocks on the door and it's like, I know you're there, but like, are they?
Right.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I would love to see how that translates into game form, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the reason we get the kind of horror games that we get now is because they work with interactivity.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to do a game where something's chasing you.
Right.
It's easy to do a game where something pops out at you. But like, how do you do this sort of psychological horror in a game?
It's hard to. It is, because a lot of people will get impatient if something doesn't jump out and try to eat them. Why are you still doing that? Anthony. Hey, buddy. You think maybe we should just put the
lid on.
Wow, he's like down to here. Like he's eating. Okay, I'm just gonna put them over here. Whenever the desk wasn't there, I reached over and I just dropped them onto the floor. Hey, how you doing, huh?
My stomach's not so good.
I can imagine that it wouldn't be.
My stomach's not so
But
good.
Anthony, we need to be a business show.
Okay.
There's business to talk about.
Hold on.
Make sure to hold your cup right.
Business. Let's go.
There's a bunch of Microsoft news.
Yes. I keep reaching for the removable foil from the Pringles
it's a
can
napkin.
as though it is a napkin that I could wipe my face with. And it's just more
It is the
Pringle
opposite.
dust.
I'll take that away too. I feel like you're gonna start licking it.
Lots of Microsoft news. Lots of Xbox news. They're making big moves.
They are making some big moves.
They're always making those big money moves.
They got big money to make moves with.
First of all, this popped up. A news story popped up where Microsoft is in talks to acquire Discord. Now, it's a little more complicated than that.
Mm-hmm.
Discord is obviously, they've been exploding in popularity, especially over the last year when we've all been stuck at home with the athlete's foot.
Of course.
And they've been reaching out. They've been deciding, how do we grow?
Right.
What do we do next as a company? So this wasn't like Microsoft came in and was like, we're buying Discord. This is more like Discord reached out to a couple different companies and was like, if we were looking to be acquired, if we were looking,
How much?
what would that look like to you? What sort of deal would that be? Would you be interested?
And Microsoft said, yeah.
No.
And they said it would look like $10 billion.
How, like, is there anything that's worth less than $1 billion anymore?
To Microsoft, no.
But like, is there anything on the internet that's worth less than everything is being bought for like $1 billion, at least $1 billion. Nothing's worth $1 billion. What are you talking about, $1 billion? Shut up. We're all in debt. We're getting a $1,400 check. We're buying shoes with it. Come on.
Now,
Nothing's worth $1 billion.
Genmo Dunn said $12.99 to use Here We Come. I don't think so. I don't think that Microsoft's that stupid. And actually, Microsoft has been making some other moves that are very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not in a current space of really, like, fucking the consumer over.
Yeah.
They're a big corporation, and in this house, we do not simp for big corporations ever.
No.
Absolutely not.
But they're deciding what Xbox looks like in the future. We've known for a very long time that if anybody could get out of the hardware game, it would be Microsoft. If anybody could stop making the box to play the games tomorrow, it would be Microsoft.
Yes.
And so I think they're kind of looking, you know, the big boy in charge even said, "Hey, we're not." Phil Spencer, he was like, "We're not. Look, our future is not in hardware. That's not what it is."
Right.
They are getting rid of the Xbox Live Gold requirement for party chat and multiplayer in free-to-play games.
Which is very, very interesting to me. And this is after earlier this week they rebranded Xbox Live to Xbox Network.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so
it's because,
if you're playing Fortnite on your Xbox and you want to play with your friends, you don't have to have Xbox Live Gold to hang out and chat.
right. Because why would they keep people from playing with their friends in a game where everything is a microtransaction that they get 20 to 30% of? Mm-hmm. That's how they make their money off of that. Mm-hmm. Why would they stop you from doing a party chat when if you're doing a party chat, you could be watching somebody else playing a game and go, "Oh, I want to buy that game."
Yeah.
Why would they stop you?
Right.
And these are also this is just basic online functionality now. If you don't provide this to your users,
Right.
you're Nintendo.
Then and also, I mean, they could just play on PC.
Yeah.
They could just play on PC.
Go play
where
on
they don't
PC.
have to pay for a membership.
And if you go play on PC, Microsoft is happy to sell you a license to Microsoft Windows, and they are happy to sell you a license to Game Pass on PC.
Happening with my hair. There we go.
Hardware is kind of a losing game. That they lose money on hardware. They took a bath on the Xbox One.
Daniel Aaron in chat asked exactly that. I'm sorry. In the live studio audience said, why would Microsoft get out of hardware when they spent so much time and effort and money to get into hardware? And they started in hardware, really. I mean, they blew up in hardware.
Because they needed to get into games. They knew
Yeah.
that. They knew that they needed to get into games, and they wanted to get into games. And there's a reason why when Xbox came out, the original Xbox had Xbox Live.
Yeah.
They were the first integrated in online, like even to do it on the Dreamcast, it was like buy the additional modem, make sure the game supports it. The game has to do it on its own, but we'll make sure that you have a modem. They've wanted to become this all-in-one. Microsoft just wants you to own some all-in-one license to Microsoft. Mm-hmm. And so this is a very interesting step for them. Like they would rather me buy a Game Pass PC subscription right now than an Xbox, probably.
Right, and the same way they've been doing that, where it's like, hey, if you get Sea of Thieves on your Game Pass, you can play it on your Xbox or you can play it on your PC. You got the game through us.
Yeah,
You're gonna stay on your Game Pass.
It's very, very interesting. Mm-hmm. And we've been talking, like last week, we talked about how Game Pass on PC is extremely compelling right now.
It is. It really is.
Like, I've nearly sunk some money into that. If I was playing more games right now, if I was spending more time playing games right now, I would definitely have it.
Same.
I would definitely have it.
Agreed. And I think that it is inevitable that I will end up getting it soon. They're putting more good games on there.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
And eventually it's like you're going to pay Microsoft one monthly payment and you're going to get your games, you're going to get your chat, you're going to get your friend list. Maybe Discord is integrated into there. Your community's there.
That's something really interesting that I didn't even really think about, integrating Discord directly into the like version of Live or the version of your online connectivity. Because a lot of the time, I mean, look, I play Sea of Thieves on my PC and I talk to people on Discord while I do it.
Yeah.
Always.
Right now it's like, you remember...
I play Minecraft also owned by Microsoft on my PC and I'm on Discord while I do it.
Right now it's everybody's doing this kind of thing where it's like, it's a more evolved version of it, but everybody's kind of doing this thing that's like old school TeamSpeak.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, we have this separate, we don't want to talk to everybody that's playing the game.
Right.
So we have this separate thing that we just use as
Yeah.
friends.
And even like party chat kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Connectivity wise.
Getting into a party chat is like, the navigation of it. It's like, oh, this person can't get in. All right, send a new invite.
Right.
Do this.
You just call them on Discord.
Discord just has it
We've
working.
all got that figured out.
It's extremely interesting because anybody who does integrate Discord, if any game platform that buys and integrates Discord wins community. Discord is so good.
Yeah, Discord
I use
is so
Discord
good.
for everything in my life.
Yeah, same.
I was on like a call for like a work thing, like a business thing, because we're a business podcast and we do a
We're a
lot of
business
business
show.
outside of this. You know what I mean? And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, let me invite you to Slack." I was like, "I don't have Slack." He's like, "Fuck, nobody has Slack anymore." He's like, "You're on Discord."
Slack sucks.
He's like, "You're on Discord, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm on Discord." He's like, "All right, I'll sign up for Discord."
Look, Slack is always having an issue. Slack is down all the time. Slack is having an issue where you can't call directly, and when you can call, their calls suck. Even when I'm working in a scenario where I'm using Slack, it's just for messaging, and we still end up taking the calls on either Google Meets or Discord.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting because it will also make Microsoft Teams, I think, a stronger product. So when you're thinking on the business side,
They can use the tech from Discord.
yeah, I think if you're thinking, okay, well, we'll make. I made the joke when they announced this. I was like, can't wait to chat on Microsoft Teams for gamers with all my bros.
Right.
But kind of. Like they're kind of going to have a business version of it and they'll have like a gaming version
I'm
of
also
it.
hoping, I'm like, y'all, unfortunately, the best video quality is still on Zoom. Which I hate. Like, we have to use Zoom on this channel a lot because of our tabletop shows. We're all completely remote, and we want to obviously get the best quality of, like, video for everybody coming through. And we use Zoom for that because it's just, unfortunately, the most consistent in video quality, and it sucks. I don't want to use Zoom. I want to use Discord.
Yeah, but they ain't there.
They're not there yet.
Even if you do this to boost the server.
And I do.
Even if you're like, I'll give the server 87 boosts, which like
I play.
what does any of that mean?
I pay for Nitro. I do the boosts.
Listen,
The sweet new dance all the
you
kids are
gotta
doing.
do the boost.
Everybody's doing the boost.
Everybody shake your body right now. Shake your body now. Stop now. Don't. Everybody shake your body right now. Now everybody stop. Don't. It's a prank.
That's the boost, everybody. Hey, everybody, if you take a video doing the boost,
We'll mail you one Pringle.
that's not correct.
We'll mail
we
you
will not do that. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll do something for you.
We'll do something. But Microsoft,
Maybe a game code or something.
Microsoft moving towards an all-in-one gaming service is what they've been wanting for a long time, and they've been waiting for infrastructure and technology to catch up.
Yes.
So it'll be like, right now it behooves them to have the biggest, fastest, coolest box because people are still thinking in those terms. But more and more the market share is PC.
Can anybody make that into a real TikTok dance? Get people doing it. In other business news.
Another business news.
Professional biz. This was a very interesting article to me. So this was, soon you'll be able to clip Overwatch League highlights on YouTube. Seems simple enough.
Yeah. So this was a big deal, right? Because Overwatch League was like bye to Twitch.
Yes, Overwatch League was previously predominantly on Twitch. If you wanted to watch the league championships or any of the matches, you would watch them on Twitch. People enjoyed that very much, but they got a nice little deal over at YouTube, and they went over to YouTube.
And all the what do they call them? Are they owlets? What are you if you watch the owl? Are you a BB owl? You're an owlet?
Are you just like a huge Anna fan?
A watchy?
Anna
A watch
fan?
watcher?
No.
I don't know what it is, but all the owlets were like, but we want to do the clips. We want to do the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do the bits and the bobs and all
So
that stuff.
up to this point, they had been collecting channel points on those channels. They had been using bits. They had bought currency and on Twitch. And they were like, it kind of sucks that we can't do this on YouTube. So for the Overwatch League channel in particular, YouTube is testing a new system. You'll be able to watch live matches and earn rewards directly in the same style as channel points here on Twitch, as well as OverwatchLeague.com and the Overwatch League mobile app. You'll also have the ability to, like you said, you can highlight, you can clip, you can get those. What's very interesting to me here, and this is something that's being created proprietary from Overwatch. It's not something that YouTube is testing on any other channels, but it's a collaboration between them.
But it is.
That's very
But it is.
interesting, because to me, this is not an Overwatch story. This is a YouTube coming for Twitch story, which like we've all been waiting for, right?
I mean, and they've been slowly trying to do it. They've been doing like, you know, super chats, which are highlighted messages. You
Yeah.
know, they've been letting you hook into the API to show all the same things that you would show on Twitch as far as followers. You know, they want it. You know, they started the YouTube gaming platform and then folded it because they were like it was too aggressive. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
How do we? But we want to keep stealing these games. We want to not stealing, but we want to like. We want these people to move off of Twitch, and we want them to come back to YouTube. How do we do it?
4K resolution is also coming to Overwatch League matches on YouTube, which is very exciting. And you can make up to 60-second clips, which is the predominant way that people share highlights from the match with their friends.
So this is like a big announcement. Clearly, YouTube has been working on this in the background. How do we've been working on this? What's the right way to launch it? How do we do it? And the best way to do it is not to come out as YouTube and be like, look at these things that we've done, because then it looks like, hi, we're YouTube and we're desperately trying to catch up to Twitch.
Right. Instead, it's specifically just like, hey, we just did this for Overwatch, so Overwatch fans are happy. And it's a way for them to test it with less stakes and consequences.
And then people just get used
Less
to it.
people comparing.
And then they can just say, hey, we've decided to roll this functionality out to some other select streamers. And then eventually it all trickles down.
I'm very intrigued. Now, I'm a big favor of competition in the streaming market. I think that YouTube doing things to test and push Twitch is great, as someone who is a creator on Twitch.
I think Mixer's going to come back.
I think it's caffeine.
Caffeine's the one.
But genuinely, any other streaming services, and YouTube is currently the only one who could really test Twitch in the game. Like Facebook gaming certainly tried, but has not been able to take even the tiniest portion of it.
Who would watch a fucking video on Facebook?
Can't imagine.
Who would log? What kind of great aunt is logging into Facebook to share QAnon stories and watch Fortnite streams?
Absolutely
It's not happening.
It's not happening. So Facebook couldn't do it. The only one who could really challenge Twitch is YouTube, and Twitch should be challenged. And
Absolutely.
YouTube should be challenged. All these platforms should be challenged in order to know that creators are not just going there because it's their only option, but know that they have to work to maintain their creators and their audiences. It will breed innovation. So
Absolutely.
I'm happy to see that. I'm happy that YouTube's doing something. And obviously they've been acquiring streamers for a long time now. They're definitely planning something, but they're moving under the radar, which is very intriguing to me.
Yeah, I think they feel like they definitely. And here's the thing: I don't think there was really a misstep to YouTube gaming, other than they really tried to push it as its own unique platform when it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, like they had that separate app for it when it wasn't really separate from YouTube. Like,
Right.
They really just weren't pushing gaming as a main like they wouldn't remove a Jimmy Kimmel or a James Corden clip from the front page to put a gaming clip up there. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so they wanted to put gamers into they wanted to put, hey, the real gamers. Shout out to all the real gamers out there. They wanted to put it in its own little box, but be like, look, we're doing big things in this little box, and it's like, still a little box.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only thing they did wrong. They certainly have the money, they have the tech, they have the time. They even own the biggest gaming platform, Stadia.
Oh, that's not.
In other big business news,
Tell me about that big biz.
the Reginator has left the GameStop board of directors
Yeah, of course.
after a year. I think his options cashed out and he went to the moon, boys.
You think so? You think he made it to the moon?
I think Reggie at least got a little rocket boost. No, he stayed for as long as he had to stay. Obviously, bringing Reggie onto the board of directors was a PR move,
Yeah.
more than anything else.
Of course.
Look, we've got Reggie Fils-Aimé. We got the guy who does the Nintendo.
So we got it.
We got it.
It's
Don't
handled.
worry. We understand the games.
Thank you, Cordy.
But no, he stayed for his year that he had to stay.
Yeah, he made it a year. And then he was like, okay, this has been way weirder than I expected. Goodbye.
Yeah.
You cannot have expected that GameStop was gonna be what the year for GameStop has been.
Well, yeah, and I mean, especially like now, the issue for GameStop is they're a meme stock,
yeah.
right? And now it's even harder for them to build the business back up because now they have the perception of like the only reason GameStop is worth anything is because somebody fucking gamed the system.
Right, exactly. People are
And-
not thinking of GameStop the same way anymore.
PEEPSIIII is one of 8 other board members set to be replaced at the 2021 annual meeting of shareholders in the summer,
That's very interesting.
including former CEO of Walmart US, William Simon, and PetSmart president and current PetSmart CEO, James Simonik. Turnover, they have to file all this stuff to the SEC and make it public. And so they said, turnover among our board may disrupt our operations, our strategic focus, or our ability to drive stockholder value. If we fail to attract and retain new skilled personnel for our board, our business and growth prospects could disrupt our operations and have a material adverse effect on our operations and business. So expect some more tough times ahead for GameStop. Please help them. Please buy a $25 game
Used
disc
game.
that's been bit by 17 dogs and is wrapped in foil. Please. And it's the Herbs. It's not even the Sims.
I posted a photo in the Discord of what Dagger looks like behind us right now because he's so depressy.
He's just
laying
like-
next to his toy. He's
He's
just
like, I don't think you understand. There's a toy here.
well, you're both here and no one is playing with me. It's very cute. So that's what's directly behind us. We got a couple of other things to talk about, but there's a couple of pieces of DC news.
Yeah.
Let's
did it
get
drop?
into it. We did. So
it drop?
let's start with.
By the way, happy Invincible Day, everybody. Happy Invincible Day.
Let's start with the fact that the Justice League was now released also in black and white.
Yes. Hashtag Justice is Gray.
In case you watched the Justice League and then watched 4 hours and 2 minutes of the Snyder Cut and then watched the making of the Snyder Cut,
still haven't
also
watched
available
it.
on Disney Plus.
I'm very excited
And
to
then
watch it.
you
HBO
thought-
Max.
Man, I wish I had something to waste another 4 hours and 2 minutes on. You can now watch the Snyder Cut, still in all of its 4:3 somethingness, but in black and white.
Don't show too much of this. Warner Brothers hates us.
Yeah, okay, fair. That's it.
And also, it's just more Snyder Cut.
Yeah, it's fair. We don't need to show it. You can watch it in 4K Dolby Vision
What
in black and
a
white.
black and white Dolby Vision. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because those blacks are black and those brights are bright, and you're gonna need that. This is like,
Or not Disney Plus. Yeah, you're right. I know. I did say Disney Plus on HBO Max.
No, Justice is Gray was not a joke. It was hashtag Justice is Gray, and that's also
real.
the name of it. Yeah, this is like, I think for me, the worst part of this entire saga, and look at me, I'm a DC fan.
Yes.
The worst part of this entire Snyder saga to me was the condescendingness of fans of the original Justice League that were literally kept saying, you just don't understand the movie.
Right.
It's just too smart for you.
That's not correct. It's not a smart movie.
Ooh, that's
It's not a smart movie.
this is the most intelligent superhero movie. And the black and white thing to me is just, it's just that, right? It's like, it's the art school thing. It's like, I've made this available in black and white because it's art.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you think modern black and white? You think Alfonso Cuarón's Roma. And then you think Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Of course. Now, in other DC news, we also got the Suicide Squad trailer about 10 minutes ago.
Old Jimmy James.
The only thing is we're not going to be able to show it here. We would love to be able to do a live reaction, but YouTube would never allow it once we post this after the show, and Twitch would probably get us in trouble as well.
But it is Friday, and we do owe you something
A Patreon clip.
if you're a patron. And so, very good BBs. Perhaps we will discuss this trailer after we watch it.
Yes.
But I am excited to see this. James Gunn, of course, turned the Tree and Raccoon movie into a very good film franchise for Marvel. He's got a good handle and a good take on, I think, the sort of tone that a Suicide Squad needs.
Yes, you know my opinions on James Gunn.
James
Also,
Gunn, previously, in his past, a very problematic gentleman.
not a gentleman at all, one might say.
One might say, and one might be correct. He has profusely apologized many times.
Aside from the tweets, I'll never unsee the clip. I'll
Yeah.
never unsee him on a show that shall not be named because it does not deserve to be named. Saying the only problem with The Dark Knight Rises is that I haven't touched myself to Anne Hathaway as Catwoman yet.
Jimmy James.
She just isn't hot enough.
Jimmy James was, you could cut yourself on that edgelord for a very long time. By all accounts, he has sobered up and grown up a lot.
Sorry, all people are bad.
You know?
Everyone that makes everything you love is bad. I'm sorry. I don't want that to be what our show is about.
And we do have to remember that that was 10 years ago now. And, hopefully he has grown up. He has stayed out of trouble.
Yes.
And people are saying that he has been much transformed over the last few years. And, we do not have to forget his past by any means.
Mm-hmm.
We can keep a watchful eye on old Jimmy James. But, 10 years is a long time.
10 years is a long time. Most certainly.
10 years is a long time. And I will always love the Scooby-Doo movie.
Right. It's hard because 10 years is a long time. This industry doesn't exactly make people better. Success in this industry doesn't typically make people better.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to completely ignore that, nobody talking about that clip also doesn't make that better. That's something that
No.
when I saw the clip for the first time because I had to scrub through YouTube archives of embarrassing things.
Yeah, perhaps something needed to be sanitized.
Perhaps I had to sanitize all of the misogyny off of a YouTube channel.
Who knows?
Who knows? Perhaps I had to do that for something I didn't own. Perhaps I was paid to do so and be quiet about it. I was just like, wait, why has no one ever talked about this? This is horrifying.
And the truth is, there was a lot of talk about it. There was a lot of talk about it back in the day.
There were talk about certain things, though.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone talk about that clip in particular.
No, and now you have scrubbed it from the internet.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But
It
no.
exists.
So
It's out there.
I think the tone
Find
of
it.
the tone of the Suicide Squad is silly. It is a little kind of over the top.
Yes.
It is very much a style that James Gunn is good at.
Is it bad that okay, I know the first Suicide Squad was really bad, and I totally agree, but
Super bad.
horrific, totally, 100%. I'm really comfortably giving this a clean slate. And
Me too.
I can't always do that with movies.
No.
If they were like, hey, we're making another live action Avatar movie, we're just giving it another go. I would have a real hard time scrubbing that off of my soul. I mean, that was mostly because of the racism. But I don't know.
I think there are two reasons for it. May I postulate two reasons?
Sure. Give me the reasons.
This is my hypothesis. Number one, most people do not have enough of an emotional connection to the Suicide Squad as a property where you don't carry a lot of Suicide Squad with you, and so hitting the reset button on it is not as abrupt as well, the last Spider-Man sucked, so they better fix Spider-Man, or the last Batman sucked, so they better fix Batman. With Suicide Squad, it's okay, this is a team where I like a couple of the members of this team, I'm into it, but the team as a whole, I maybe don't follow as much.
Yeah.
So I think that's reason number one. And I think reason number two is literally, we know from go that this is going to be 100% different.
Yes.
Because we just know what the style of things that James Gunn makes.
Okay.
Whereas David Ayer, you look at David Ayer who made the Suicide Squad, and you're like, I don't know what David Ayer does.
So here are what I think my reasons are. I will say, I was somebody who was so fucking excited for the Suicide Squad before it came out. I was that bitch. I know a lot of people didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one person who was like, Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
I am a big DC villain fan in particular.
You are.
DC villains are my favorite villains. So I was pumped about it. I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
But it was also very forgettable.
It was extremely
It was
forgettable.
extremely forgettable.
I remember Cara Delevingne doing this.
Yeah, I remember
also
not like
she did that in The Mummy, so I may be thinking of The Mummy.
I get it. But I don't remember much about it. I remember not liking Cara Delevingne in it.
I'm a witch.
It's that TikTok trend where you do the thing and you put your
I'm a witch.
Anyways,
I was so excited to see.
Do the boost.
I was so excited to see Will Smith as Deadshot.
Same.
I thought that was such a cool. It's like because those were my hypotheses, but I'm also a big DC person. And I used to love when the Suicide Squad would show up, or when they would get like a mini series.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, putting a bunch of villains together for a hero team, that's dumb." I was like,
"No, their heads explode."
Right, I think it's kind of cool, actually.
It's very cool. Their heads, they're worthless.
Actually, I think that's kind of cool.
I think it's, and then also it was very exciting because they made some mistakes because they made it the Rick Flag movie, and it's not the Rick Flag movie.
No, my biggest thing that I remember
it was the Deadshot and Harley
issue,
Quinn movie.
The biggest thing I remember being an issue was Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo was
not
great.
Was terrible.
And here's the thing, like
the storyline was terrible.
Yeah,
performance was terrible in my opinion.
James Gunn, just from the stuff that we've seen so far, from the very beginning, when he was like, look at these villains I'm putting in. These villains that he's putting in let you know that other villains have been part of the Suicide Squad and have exploded.
Yes.
And you also know when he announces half of these characters that are in the Suicide Squad this time, you know they're going to explode.
Hey.
He's going to kill these villains.
Some nerd, is that a real question?
What?
In the live studio audience said, did Birds of Prey happen, or was that a fan poster?
Oh, Birds of Prey, if you haven't watched it, no, here's the thing. A lot of people are like, what happened to Birds of Prey?
It was the best DC movie in years.
It's the best.
It is unquestionably the best. Tippy top S tier of modern DC movies.
Some of the best fight choreography I have seen in years outside of old school 80s and 90s fucking Sammo Hung, Cynthia Rothrock. Honestly, Margot Robbie was doing shit. She could have been the second coming of Cynthia Rothrock.
Yeah.
And the way those action scenes were directed, holy shit. They did not cut away.
Yeah. If you want to watch it, it's on HBO and I believe Hulu, actually. And you can get it on Amazon Prime as well.
Damn, it is so good. And it is so funny. And it is so smart. I loved everything. Oh,
all of the characters are brilliant and compelling.
Ewan McGregor was so creepy as the Black Mask.
Yes, wonderful.
And it was such a good take on the Black Mask.
Right. It is a phenomenal movie. It is genuinely so good.
It's
and like,
so
look,
good.
we don't want to overhype it, I guess, but like, I don't think I can. Kirby in the live studio audience said animated show is epic. We love the animated show. We are
But
Harley
definitely
stans.
Take a minute, watch Birds of Prey if you haven't yet, because it's a wonderful film. But honestly, the other thing that I think is making me hopeful for this new Suicide Squad is there's a couple branding things, right? It's not Suicide Squad 2.
No.
It's just the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's like
a do-over.
You can forget that one happened if you don't want to. And then the other thing that I love is when you watch Birds of Prey and you watch Shazam and then you watch the trailer for this, you're like, okay, they get it. And Wonder Woman, every hero has their own tone, and we use that tone for that story.
Yes.
They're very good about that. So, speaking of which, before we move off of some DC stuff, we do want to talk about Shazam 2 and Black Adam. Shazam 2 and Black Adam have had some big casting announcements. First of all,
this is awkward, but do you want to
should I turn off my ad block for IGN?
No.
I mean, Max did just have a baby.
We got a story to tell.
Helen Mirren is going to be in Shazam: Fury of the God. She's going to be Hespera. Love it. Love it.
Yes. Y'all, we are in a world where Helen Mirren's doing a fucking superhero movie.
It's amazing.
I love this. I love this world. I love this reality. We are not in the worst timeline. We're in one of, but like Helen Mirren is doing a superhero movie.
It's amazing.
Come on.
It's amazing. We talked about this. We got to the point where first, 10 years ago, you had these studios begging stars to play these superheroes. Please sign on to a superhero movie. Yes. And now you have these stars that are just like, when do I get to do a superhero movie?
Right. Y'all, come on. I've been talking a lot this week about how people are very, very protective over nerd culture and the way that nerd culture has existed, and like going from us like clawing and fighting to be able to love these things that we love to now being the thing. Like I'll never get used to the transition of these things that I got bullied for being cool, and like not in a hipster way. I love that it's cool. It's amazing.
Viola Davis is Amanda Waller.
Like, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
That's so fucking cool.
I love it.
I love this.
I love it.
So excited.
In additional casting news, The Rock has been dropping stuff about Black Adam, which is, of course, in the Shazam continuity, though they may not meet for a couple films, it sounds like. And the latest is Pierce Brosnan is going to be fucking Dr. Fate.
Yeah. I love Dr. Fate.
Pierce Brosnan is going to be Dr. Fate, dude. Fucking what? Fucking what?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
He do hear those whispers, and he do put on that helmet, and he do become Dr. Fate.
I can't wait.
This is in addition to the announcements of Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher, which we're going to let him have this, and we're going to see how it goes.
Okay.
We're going to let him have it, and we're going to see how it goes.
Okay.
And Quintessa Swindle as Cyclone. This is very exciting. I'm very excited for Black Adam and Shazam. I was such a Captain Marvel, both Captain Marvels, but Shazam Captain Marvel when I was a kid, because how can you not be when you're a kid?
Yeah.
The idea of like, oh, I'm just a kid, but like a wizard believes in me, and when I need it, I can become a Superman. You know, like that's such a good story.
Right.
Because it's like, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. And Black Adam is so cool. Black Adam's so fucking cool.
Yeah. Y'all, it's going to be very good. I think that we should end today's show. Well, God, there's a couple things.
There's two more things. Should we do, let's do that one first, and then we'll end on a high note.
Excellent.
How does that sound?
I love that.
Okay.
A great idea. This was almost a high note of a story. It was Cinnamon Toast Scrimp.
The Cinnamon Toast Scrimp.
It was fun for a minute. And, like, we don't have to cover this too much. Like, you all heard about it.
There was a man.
Jensen Karp
found 2 shrimp tails in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They were covered in cinnamon and sugar. You know, this is a food cross-contamination thing. It was funny. It picked up steam. But here's the thing you need to know about Jensen Karp. Jensen Karp has been a writer and a producer in television for a long time. He's been in marketing and advertising.
Yes.
He knows how to capitalize on the Cinnamon Toast Shrimp.
So it started with just a photo of it going, what are these? Him tagging Cinnamon Toast Crunch, asking questions, expanding upon it, looking at the other bag in the box. It was clearly taped up. They found something they believed to be dental floss in it. They found something they believed was rat shit in it. They were really just expanding upon it. Of course, it was getting more interesting with every single tweet. And it was trending on Twitter for like 2 full days, everybody tagging Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then Cinnamon Toast Crunch was like, hey, there's no way there's scrimp tails.
No way.
There's no way you got scrimp in your Seaky Crunch from us.
So the first thing they said was, oh my gosh, DM us. We'd like to, like to talk more about this and look into it. And then clearly a secondary person logged into the Cinnamon Toast Crunch account and was like, there's absolutely no way this cross-contamination happened. What you're looking at is lumps of sugar. And the problem is, the second a company decides to do that, you then get to dunk on them
Of course.
Unlimited.
Like, come on.
They were clearly shrimp tails. Did he plant them there? That's the question. Is this faked? That's the question. You don't say they're not shrimp tails.
Right.
That's not plausible deniability.
They are. Like, here's the photo.
That's shrimp tails.
That's not a cluster of cinnamon sugar.
So things start coming out about Jensen Karp, and people are like, oh, Jensen Karp was like, he was a rapper a long time ago. He's a Hollywood producer. He produced the Celebrity Rap Battle. He's written books. He's worked on TV shows. He's married to Topanga. He's a Hollywood guy. And so people are like, is this a bit? And then because he is a Hollywood guy, the things started coming out.
Of course they did.
And
they were awful.
And it was mostly women. It was actors and writers and
women that had worked with him, women that had dated him, saying that he was horrifically abusive. There was one of the most, I will give a content warning before we get into this.
Big content warning.
There's a big content warning.
I'm going to go like this
abuse.
for as long as the content's up.
Excellent. So if you want to just mute the stream, cool. So some of the things that he did were to the point of trying to bully his partners into suicide.
You might as well kill yourself.
He said,
because
you're useless.
worthless.
I cannot believe you haven't killed yourself yet. And that was something that he was quoted saying to a partner, other people that had dated him, other people that hadn't even dated him but were friends with him or had worked with him were able to confirm that he had said things that were horrifically mentally abusive.
So he's a bad dude.
He's a terrible, terrible guy.
And I saw somebody tweet, be careful of anyone who tries to be the main character on Twitter.
Yep.
Because they have a history of trying to be the main character. And this guy tried to keep the scrimp going for days.
He really did. He was like, I'm taking it to the lab. I'm doing all this. And then,
do you know what I found out that broke my heart?
What?
I mean, above and beyond, like, first of all, when these women came out, it was absolutely horrible.
Yes.
Second of all, I hate this for Topanga.
I know, right?
Although it turns out Topanga was kind of racist on the set of Boy Meets World, which is something that also came out during all this.
That one. Fuck.
And then number 3,
Don't be racist.
he owns Patti LaPelle, which if you collect pins like I do, Patti LaPelle makes a lot of cool, very good pop culture pins, and they're here in LA. They have like the pop-up shop in Gallery 1988. They make good pins.
No more pins.
No
from
more
Patti
pins
LaPelle.
from Patti LaPelle. Don't
Well,
do it.
There we go.
So, was the shrimp even real? It doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore.
But we still don't know.
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
Now, something that I feel mixed about is I'm grateful that we have a place on the internet where people can't just blow up as terrible people without that coming forward. It sucks that everything we love is ruined, and we can never just have a nice thing or a funny thing that's just a good meme without being like, shit, actually that person's terrible. But I am very grateful that we live in a time, not a society.
But we do live in a society.
And
I think nobody can argue that.
That we live in a time where the internet sleuths are able to put this information together and allow us to kind of separate and
it doesn't, and it doesn't even take a sleuth. We're in a point now where a victim can just say it. They have a platform to say what happened and be listened to. And that is huge. And the internet is mostly bad, but
sometimes
it is nice when somebody who was a victim gets a platform. It's also nice when they do nice things for us on the internet.
Yeah.
And 2 very good companies that are very good right now. We do not simp for corporations.
We don't simp for big corporations.
But as of right now, today, they're allowed to be in our good graces.
Because we're getting a Pepsi and Peeps collaboration. Now, they're only somewhat in my good graces.
Now, this is the perfect pairing for, say, some Pringles Moa Burger chips You know, you have a
you sit down and
you
you
have
have
s-
your
you have your
Pepsi X Peeps.
yeah, your Pepsi Cross Peeps, your Hunter Peep Pepsi.
Yeah.
And then you wash it down with some delicious marshmallow sugar soda.
So it is a marshmallow flavored soda.
They
Now,
didn't. You say it. I know you want to say it.
it was trending on Twitter yesterday because this was announced and everybody said, hey, why didn't you call it PEEPSIII?
It's right there.
It's right there. You could have just called it PEEPSIII.
Just call it PEEPSIII.
However, and I didn't tweet this yesterday. I
Just
almost
call it
tweeted
PEEPSIII.
it. I almost tweeted it and I saved this for the show. I have an alternative option. You don't want to call it PEEPSIII. You think that's cheesy. Too expected.
Yeah, but also like, yeah, they're just like, it doesn't sound good. We don't like it.
I have an alternative. If you were to put Pepsi and Peeps together, PEEPI.
There you go.
Pee-pee.
Pee-pee.
I think that we should all refer to this beverage as pee-pee.
You know what happened here. You know what happened. The smart people in the room were saying, this has got to be PEEPSIII. It's got to be PEEPSIII.
PEEPSIII.
Why
And
are we not
corporate
doing
was like,
this?
that's we
the whole
can't
reason
call
we're
it.
doing this is because somebody in the office said PEEPSIII.
Right.
Now we got to make PEEPSIII happen.
You know in the office they call it PEEPSIII.
And these two companies were like, the problem is we want to make sure that our brand gets fully recognized.
Yep.
We don't want to mess with our brand. So it has to be Pepsi Cross Peeps. No, it's called PEEPSIII. It's written in the Pepsi font, and the Pepsi logo is now a fat burb, a blue and red fat burb.
Yeah, look at that image. It would have been so easy to turn that like circle
Turn
into
it
the shape
into
of...
a fat burb. It's PEEPSIII now. Come on.
I will personally be exclusively referring to this beverage as a nice, refreshing marshmallow flavored pee-pee.
All I want
I mean, that's cute. Like, that's cute.
All I want is to have my Johnny Spartan brand Moa burger chips and my refreshing cool pee-pee.
Get yourself a little pee-pee as a treat.
Listen, it's been a hard day.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I killing grunts. I'm Johnny Spartan.
Yeah.
I come inside.
And I just want to sit down.
I take off my helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm schwitzing.
Yeah.
And I want a cool, refreshing pee-pee.
Pee-pee.
That's all I want.
Just one little pee-pee. I just want a nice little can of pee-pee.
That's all I want.
Y'all, please exclusively refer to this collaboration since they refused to give us PEEPSIII. Since it was right there. Just call it a pee-pee.
Just call it a pee-pee.
Since they won't call it a PEEPSIII,
Call
we'll
it-
give it our own name.
Call it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The cans come in blue, pink, and yellow. There is no difference in flavor.
We're going to try it.
They did, people.com can confirm that it does taste like marshmallows with a flavor that's vaguely reminiscent of Lucky Charms.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of good. I assume it'll taste like a cream soda.
I assume it's going to be real bad.
I
And
think it's
I'll
going to be
drink
like butterbeer.
6 of them.
I think it's going to be very, very sweet like a butterbeer is. And have that kind of like cream soda thing. Little like root beer float thing. Where are they being sold? I think they're just going to be released everywhere that like Pepsis are sold. You're going to be able to find them in general convenience stores. It's not a collaboration with a particular retailer.
They won't be available. Fans can enter the sweepstakes to win some
Wait, they can't. They're not selling them? No.
by hashtagging
No, they're not also
hanging
selling them?
with my peeps on their social media.
No, they're also selling them.
No. Sadly, these won't be available on grocery store shelves this year. You must enter to win the peepee.
No.
You have to go on the internet and say, I love peepee. Cover me in peepee.
Okay, you know what? Hey.
You have to go on the internet and say, I don't even mind if it's warm peepee. Mm-hmm. I'll be bathed in warm peepee.
Yes.
That's all they want you to say.
Everyone tweet at Pepsi. Make sure to tag Pepsi and Peeps with hashtag. Is it cover me in or is it give me your pee-pee? Give me the pee-pee?
Yeah, I think it's cover me in peepee.
Cover me in pee-pee. Okay, so everybody tag Pepsi and Peeps on Twitter. Please do. And tag us as well, actually, because...
Now, you do need to add a photo.
Mm-hmm.
The prompt tells you to share photos enjoying your favorite springtime activities.
Now that's technically to win. I'm not too concerned about this. I'm more concerned about the hashtag. So like, look, if there's no photo of you enjoying your favorite springtime activity, that's fine. However, we do encourage you to get
Let me
creative
gargle the
with it.
pee-pee.
So please, I beg of you, if we've ever asked you to do anything to support this show, if ever anything,
Please.
in this moment, I'm
My
asking
wife.
you to get on Twitter
She's very sick.
and tag Peeps and Pepsi and use hashtag cover me in PP, and that is PEEPSIII.
She needs to swallow pee-pee immediately.
Whatever your springtime activity is, totally fine. Not my problem. Please do this for us, and please tag at the Pixel Circus on Twitter when you do. It'll make my day. I don't have anything else other than it would just make me so happy.
I don't have a lot going on.
It's a tough time.
You know, it's a tough time, but I think it would make us all feel better to put a little pee-pee into the world.
Yeah. And like, look, yesterday I said I was very stressed. I'm still very stressed. And I asked for your pet pictures. I understand it's a lot to ask of you in 2 days, pictures of your pets and cover in pee-pee. But please, for me. This is you talking about us.
Here's the other thing:
is
you
making
need
you talk
to
about us when we're not around.
Yeah, and we just need to make sure you need to have some on hand, because for this springtime activity, maybe you go to the beach, maybe you get bit by a jellyfish. You need to have the pee-pee on hand.
Right. Anyways, y'all.
Thank you for joining us. We are, of course, a news show.
Professional one.
Thank you to everybody who has supported us throughout the show.
We're going to start using, if we hit the goal for the month, which we thank you, everybody who supported us and helped us hit that goal. Right over here, there's a little tip jar. So that way it'll still show and recognize when you donate, when you use bits, subs, all of that goes into there. And it accumulates them all together, and we appreciate it so much. We're an entirely independent channel. The only way that we get to have lunch after the show is through subs and donations. So
That's right.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
As two unemployed people, we do appreciate you helping us out. And, a lot of things help.
Yes.
We're not just, not just the tips and the bits and the
absolutely
donos
not.
and the subs. We appreciate those. But, people who are making clips, I'm not even going to judge you for what clips you just made. I know what clip you just made.
We know what clip you just made, but it helps.
Sharing the link, letting people know when we go live, joining the Discord.
Oh, we love to see it.
We love all of these things, and it all helps so much.
Yeah.
Because we are just growing this channel. And it's, honestly, we were talking on Monday about how blown away we are by your support and how quickly this channel, and not just this channel, but this show has been growing. This is wild. I mean, like, literally a month ago, there were 50 of you beautiful BBs every morning, and now there are like 150 of you beautiful BBs every morning. And it just does our heart good.
Yeah, we get up and do this 3 days a week because we love it and we love to do it together and we have fun doing it. And we appreciate that you enjoy watching it.
Yeah, it makes us feel good to know that you get the happiness out of it that we get out of it. And that's why we do it. The world is a weird place, and we like making people happy. With that in mind, let's just give some thank yous to some of the good BBs. Cassidy Weaver with 100 bits. We appreciate you. Another $1 for the tip jar. Thank you. Roscoe Biggins. Thank you for the tip. Taylor. Thank you for the follow. Roscoe, thank you for the follow. Cordy, of course, with the resub. Hello, Cordy. Mem Falcon. As Joriel with the $50 to go buy some good chips. That's probably smart. Cassidy Weaver. This is to buy all the creepy stuff you'd ever want. Bits are worth more than Stimmy. Of course.
Of course.
The bit to Stimmy ratio. Bardiste. Of course, the Harry Horror Show. You can also watch here on Sunday nights on One Time on the Internet. Red Lace 980. Depmod 242. Gaia Tay. Admiral Trouser. Thank you all so much. Speaking of that other programming, tonight, it's the penultimate episode of the second season of Failed Save, our D&D live play show. I'm there.
Yeah,
Sage is there.
I am.
Kaylee Bray is there. Abria Iyengar is there.
It's a bunch of good people.
Vince Casso is there.
Yeah, you gonna list off everybody?
Xander Genre is there.
Uh-huh.
Gina DeVivo is there.
Yeah.
Everybody's there.
Everybody's there.
Why are you not there?
That'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Then also, Saturday night, Damsel's Dice and Everything Nice.
Yes.
Also with a Sage and a Kaylee.
It's true. There's a lot of really fun content on this channel. We always have new things coming up and are very exciting. This week's going to be like the finale of the 4-part series, Dogwoods and Dust Bowls.
The PEEPSIIII part of the series.
Later today, also in between this and that, I have a thing.
Oh, okay. I was also going to say that this Sunday I'm going to be on OTOTI with you.
Yeah, that's true.
One time on the internet culture, the weird internet excavation archaeology show.
We call it your travel guide to internet history.
So
Anthony's going to be tapping in for the first time on OTOTI.
All very exciting. So there's a lot of stuff going on here on the channel, but there is stuff going on elsewhere. Isn't there, Saige?
There is. This afternoon is session 0.5. It's a preview episode of the Black Dice Society celebrating GaryCon. It's going to be on the GaryCon guide. Oh! Stop. It's an alarm to move my car before street cleaning. Thought we'd be done with the show by now. It's 9:45.
It's okay.
I don't know. The Black Dice Society is an official Wizards of the Coast stream that I am a part of. It's the first time you'll get to meet the characters, and it's going to be very fun. That'll be live at 12 o'clock Pacific on the GaryCon channel. So it would be cool if you would come and support me. Thank you.
It'd be so cool. I've got a new episode of my science comedy podcast that's out today with Jeff Kanata called We Have Concerns. Last week's episode was about a group of scientists that is trying to send sperm to the moon. There's a lot going on in the world, and we just try to let you know so you are smarter about important science.
That's wonderful. I'll have to listen.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just say, Vacuous Mermaid and Lots of Kittens have been wonderful supporters of the show, and they sent us some pins with our Pringles.
They sent us those delicious chips.
So we don't simp for big businesses here, but we do support small businesses, and Tiny Mango Jr. is on Etsy, and their pins are just so cute, and they sent them to us. Look at these.
Yep. Oh, I haven't seen this one.
These are perfect and precious,
This
and
one's
we're
great.
appreciative, so thank you.
Some good Star Wars pins.
Yeah,
Because we're
just-
Star Wars people, including these adorable, this a little Loth cat.
We love it.
We love a Loth cat. So thank you, everyone. Very, very
It's me, a
sweet
bat.
of you. You're a bat, and
I'm
so
a
that's a
bat.
thing.
So that's it. We just wanted to shout that out. Thank you for sending us those. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we'll make a habit of, if things come to the P.O. Box, we'll try and celebrate with you on the show. And that's it.
That's it. If you're a patron, we'll see you again a little later today. And if not,
Sure
we'll
will.
see you tonight for some D&D.
Bye, friends.
Bye, BBs. Just give me some chips. Give me the chips. No, it's okay, they're bad, but I think, no, my stomach hurts so bad. Let me have 3 chips.
I have no